This is the Carty Method Podcast.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Carty Method Podcast. Today, we are doing photo reviews. Normally, I do photo reviews on Thursday, but yesterday I had a PT scan, which is like a full body scan that literally was right at the time of podcast, so we had to move it to today, Friday. I know you guys aren't used to me being live on Friday, but here we are. We are about to rock it. Very excited. This is week 43. Oh my goodness, we're getting to week 52, which is like the end of the year, which is crazy. This is week 43. And this week, the way that I do my photo reviews now is I rotate. By the way, if you guys don't know me, I'm Steve Carty, professional photographer, 35 years pro. I've shot more celebrities than I can remember. Go to stevecarty.com to see who I am, and at Steve Carty is my socials all over. So basically, the way that I do photo reviews is I do photo reviews every Thursday. Today's Friday. Guess what? There's going to be another Friday that I'm going to be doing one in the future because sometimes Thursdays I get bookings and they're unmovable. So I use Friday as an alternate day. Sometimes I use Wednesday as an alternate day for this photo review show. But what you're watching right now is called Portfolio Lab. And what Portfolio Lab is, it is by far the fastest way for you to have your work go from nobody cares about it to you are in demand and people are trying to book you. It's by far the fastest way. Portfolio Lab is super simple to join. All you need to do is go to thecartymethod.com/portfolio lab. You can shoot that QR code if you're looking from a TV, and that will directly take you to Portfolio Lab, and then sign up. It is super easy.
Are you making pictures that you're proud of, but you're still not getting hired? You're not alone. And that's exactly what Portfolio Lab is built to fix. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I go live on YouTube for portfolio review days. You submit your images. I give honest, detailed feedback to help you build a portfolio that books work. Thursdays specifically, we level up. I give you a pro-level assignment to do where I break down real-world briefs. Then, later on in the afternoon, we jump on Zoom for a live mentorship call. We talk business, creativity, gear, strategy. When you join Portfolio Lab, you unlock access to my community. It's global, it's serious, and it's built to help you grow. So remember, weekly Zoom calls, twice live portfolio and assignment reviews per week, real feedback from me, a 35-year pro, and a community of photographers doing the same work that you're trying to do. All you need to do is go to thecartymethod.com/portfolio lab and join today. Let's build your career one image at a time.
So I was just saying that, but basically what we've done is we've shifted it from being 2 photo review shows per week, Tuesday and Thursday, to it being 1 portfolio review show per week. Because what I'm noticing is that after a while, viewers get fatigued, like you who are watching and maybe not participating with Portfolio Lab yet. You get viewer fatigue, meaning Tuesday and Thursday. So what I've done is I'm just doing photo reviews 1 time per week, and I'm doing 1 podcast. But what that's giving me the opportunity to do is put out edited videos and way more of them. Tuesday, Portfolio Lab members, they still get the goods. They get me and my team in Zoom, and each week we do a specific workshop on a specific topic in order to help you take your photography from this level to this level, and then to this level. We talk about shooting editorials. We talk about shooting covers. We talk about everything that has to do with being a commercial photographer, but it's not on YouTube. It's only on Zoom, and it's only for the people who are in Portfolio Lab. There is an archive of them, so you can watch the past ones that you missed as soon as you join. So we have it set up pretty dope now, and again, I have the best team. The Carty Cartel there's a reason that they're called the Cartel, because they're so good. So my team is amazing, which means my community, the Portfolio Lab community, is amazing. Your questions get answered. We take care of you inside there. We take care of you on Zoom, and we take care of your portfolio when you submit for portfolio reviews. So That's Portfolio Lab. Today, we are looking at the way that I also do this is now I rotate between 1 week open submission. I'll look at anything that you're considering for your portfolio. The next week is a specific assignment, and it gives the portfolio members 2 weeks to do the assignments instead of the 1 week. Believe me, once you're a commercial photographer and you're working professionally, your deadlines, you might have 1 day to get a call, and then you have to produce this work the next day, like 1 day. So while you're there taking selfies, it's like, you need to be making commercial work and doing it with a velocity that makes it so you're proving that you can handle the pressure of being a commercial photographer. Like, don't be confused. It is real once you are actually a pro. All right, so this is Portfolio Lab. And let me give you the brief for today, because this is one of those weeks where I give you a professional level assignment. So the assignment. This week is fashion. And I wanted you, my ask for you was to deliver one campaign photograph, like a campaign style vertical, like cover. So I wanted you to think like I'm shooting a fashion campaign that could literally serve as an anchor image for a fashion brand. Like, this is the kind of assignments that I give you. So these pictures go directly into your portfolio and then actually serve a market that has the potential to hire you. This is, again, nobody's doing what I'm doing on YouTube. Nobody. And again, because they don't know. They don't have the 35 years experience that I have, which is why I'm doing it. I'm the perfect one to do it. And also, anybody notice that I had that slide, these brain slides, on my slideshow for the last 2 years, long before I had a brain injury? Anyone put that 2 and 2 together? Like, did Carty foreshadow the fact that I was going to have a dramatic brain injury because I had brain stuff? I had brain stuff up there. How crazy is that? Crazy, 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 crazy. And again, I think of this stuff because my girl and I just put this together, and a few of my friends, like my team, Amand, and like a couple others put together that I had these slides there for like 2 years, and then I get brain cancer, like foreshadowing craziness. Crazy, 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 crazy. Okay, so camera change. Oops. Yeah. Camera change. All right, let's rock and roll. I'm very excited about today because I get to see your take on fashion and editorial and telling stories. Okay, our first photographer, her name is Natalie Shalem. And Natalie did a test shot with a teen who wants to apply to modeling agencies. I would love to have your thoughts on this. Thanks, Carty. Shot with a Sony A7R5 with a 70 to 200. Shot at 207 millimeters, like a 208, millimeters. ISO 125, f 2.8, and at 1/1250th of a second, shot natural light. This is Natalie Shalem. Natalie, let's get it on. Nat, you get it. And this makes me so happy. Natalie, this is the first image of the day. And this sets the tempo. Let's look at this as a cover. Let's talk about the light, Natalie. And the Under Armour shirt, which means you've anchored it to a brand. The nondescript jeans, his body style, the way that he's looking at camera, all of this is yes, 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 yes. This is unequivocally an 11, Natalie. Yes, Taylor's losing her marbles right now. Taylor Swift is going crazy. Natalie, I think you see the Matrix. Would you agree now that you're starting to see the Matrix? I think the answer is yes. There's one small thing with the light, which is so slight. It's so slight, and I'm going to explain it to you so clearly that you're going to get it. It's just in here, okay? This is your fence, okay? This is your model, right? With his legs, or one leg is down and one leg is up, right? Your camera position is here, okay? It's not here, like dead on straight. It's just off, and I understand that. But what we're doing is we're losing the light on this side, and you're creating, I'm going to zoom in for this, Natalie, so you really get it. What you're creating is your light, your source, your sun is coming to, I have to hide me, is coming too far from this side, okay? Which means his eyeball, which is a globe, right? His eye is a globe, right? Our eyes are globes, but they're inside our face, right? So what happens there is the globe that's on the outside, and because your light is coming so far from that side, what's happening is you're creating shadow on the other side because the light is coming so far from here, no light can get into, where am I showing you? All of that right there. And also his cheek here, because the light is coming so far from side, it's actually shadowing his face in ways that is unnecessary. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to fix it. So what we do is, rather than, if this is the background, right, and this is your subject's head and like body, and then leg up, and then other leg down, and the sun is coming from a direction that's too hard that way, all we have to do is rotate his face this way. You just have him looking now in the direction that fills in this light and starts to reveal light over here, which is essentially called Rembrandt lighting. You just have to rotate his face, which for him in this situation, the axis is here. So that's where the axis would be, but you have the axis here. So all you need to do is rotate him, just rotate that head, rotate his head this way. And then now you reveal Rembrandt lighting here, you fill in here, and it still gives you the same half light, and nothing changes at all with his body position, the body light, or anything. It's just his head rotated that way. And instead of you coming in from there, you're coming in from there, and you have perfect light. Other than that, Natalie, like, again, you're completely singing, but you see how I broke down, like, just your light position, and all it is excuse me, the slightest, it's the slightest, like, instead of like here, it's here. You know what I mean? Like that's how, but again, you're so close. And this is why I talk about shooting through the picture. We shoot through the picture. We don't shoot, like, I shoot 100 frames for one frame. And when you shoot 100 frames for one frame, well, what ends up happening is you notice this stuff in like frame 27. And then between frame 27 and frame like 57, his angle's on this way. And then now from frame 60 to like 100, you are just smashing with his face that way with perfect Rembrandt light here, because you started at frame 1, and then at frame 27 you made a mistake. You realized you were making a mistake, and then at frame 57 you really corrected it, and then at frame 60 to here, and the frame that you pick ends up being frame 73. Like that's how you shoot through the photo. And that's something that is hard for some to absorb. But Natalie, I think you still absolutely killed it. That is Natalie. Well done, Natalie. All right, we continue. Next is Sedgwick. He used to have a first name, but he doesn't have one anymore. His name is now Sedgwick. Let's see what Sedgwick is doing. Calligraphy, you're jumping. It's making me jumpy. All right. He says, greetings, Carty. Thanks for the review. Shot with the Sony A7C, 85 millimeter, ISO 200, f11, 1/100th of a second. Shot with a single strobe. This is Mr. Sedgwick. Let's get it on. So for your take on a fashion image, I'm with it. You're still learning this sensibility, but I really appreciate this swing. Let's show you this as a cover. So I want you to see as a cover, you're a little under, I would say. Like you're not giving yourself enough space. And I think you see where you're not giving yourself enough space, because you can picture here the masthead, like your subject is now going to get pushed behind the masthead, right? You see that? So, and also when this becomes an 8x10, Sedgwick, you're now, I'm going to hide my cover. You lose an inch here, and you lose an inch here. Yes or yes? So that's what your client's image now looks like when you go to Instagram. So how happy is your client now when, or the other option, the other option is your client uses all of this and then they lose 2 inches. So that's 1 inch and then 2 inches. So then they're here. That's what their Instagram looks like with this post. So did you nail it as far as the framing, or did you shoot this too close? And I mean, I think we know that you shot this too close, and it's a learning opportunity, because now you know when you're shooting editorial, you have to give yourself extra space. You can't put your frame, like, look at how tight your frame is. Like, you know, you lose an eighth or a quarter, an eighth of an inch all the way around. So that means these fingers, that edge, all this stuff, we call this claustrophobic. This is what you need to understand. We call this a claustrophobic frame. This is, I don't know if I spelled that wrong, but I have a brain injury, so bear with me. Claustrophobic. Claustrophobic image means it's too tight and you're not giving your subject enough space. So other than that, William, the other thing that I talk about often is the eyes need to track where the nose is going. So if I look at this picture, let's zoom she in. Oh my goodness, I keep pushing the wrong buttons. So let's zoom she in, and you see how her nose is here, but her eyes are over there. Our nose has to always track our face. And I feel like I've done this demonstration on this show quite a few times, William. You got to lock this in. See where my nose is? Look where my eyes are. Do you see all that eye goo? How sexy is that? Okay. The nose and the eyes track together. So now I'm looking here where my nose is pointing. Now I'm looking here where my nose is pointing. And because of that, the eyeball stays centered in the face. So when I look here, the eye is centered in the face. I'm trying to make sure that I'm centered. Okay. Once you go that way or that way, when the nose is tracking there, you see eye goo, like I'm doing right now. You see this eye goo right here. And the more I look that way, the less sexy it is because my nose is tracking that way, but my eye's going that way. That's what you're doing here. You see? And then that, again, for the client is not cute. Her eye, the eye holes are this way. And if she was wearing glasses, you want the eyes to be centered. So the eye goo that I talked about is right there that you're revealing. It's here and it's here. So then you have to retouch that out. But what we're trying to do is just make it so the eyes track the nose track the eyes. That's the vibe. So teachable moments for you there. Sedgwick, really cool with the Gucci and really cool with the watch and the tone on tone, but too claustrophobic, too tight, and the nose needs to track the eyes. Those are things that will take your photography to the next level. I hope that helps. All right, that was William Sedgwick. Thank you, Sedgwick. Let us move this over here. And let's go to our next shoot-off, which is Denise Tuggle. We're going to ramp this up. Denise says, hey, Carty, my goal was to capture the spirit of this brand. Shot with the Nikon D850 with a 24-70, ISO 200, f8 at 1/40th of a second. Shot with one newer strobe and one LED. This is Denise Tuggle. Denise, let's go! Denise, let's go! Unequivocally, right off the bat, bang, 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 bang. Denise is in my accelerator. Denise is in my professional photographer's accelerator program. And Denise started in my portfolio lab. And by the way, when you're in my accelerator, you get all of my products going down, meaning Pro Lab, Portfolio Lab, you get everything. And I've been helping Denise develop for the better part of a year and a half almost. And seeing where this killer photographer started, and I'm calling her a killer because she is a killer. She's just catching up to her killerness. Denise, yes. Unequivocally, yes, 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 yes. The thing that's great is you know where your crops are. You know where your crops are. You know that you're going to lose 2 inches, and you can choose where you lose. Denise is choosing to lose from the top. Okay, so she's going to choose 1 inch, 2 inch. So you can crop Denise right there, and she's good with it because we're not taking anything off the bottom. Because again, my killer gives me space here, gives me space here, gives me space here. But she also gives me a loose top, so it can go from a magazine cover all the way down to a square for Instagram. Because again, she's thinking ahead. She's thinking about not just ego. She's thinking about the numerous uses that a photograph may need. And she said so clearly, I shot this with the brand in mind. Did you, Denise? Because I don't know. I don't know if I noticed that you shot this with the brand in mind. Are you kidding me? Obvi, you shot this with the brand in mind because you slammed, like, this is a slam dunk, Denise. This is just like, bang, what? Like, that's Denise Tuggle right now. And if you knew she was a church-going, quiet, like, older than me beauty, and how She started from absolute zero and is now doing this. This gives me joy on a level that, Denise, you can't even understand. That is a yes. That's a yes, Denise. Yes. Oh my word. That's Denise Tuggle, everybody. Wowzer. All right. This is Daniel Van Cleef, also known as Van Cleef. Hey, Carty. Would love to hear your thoughts on this addition to the current assignment. I found it hard to choose, so I picked this one. Shot with a Fuji X Pro 3 with a 35 millimeter, ISO 250, f9 at 1/680th of a second. This is Daniel Van Cleef. Van Cleef, yeah, the pick, I'm not 100 on the edit because I've seen other flicks from this set. I've seen a lot of flicks from this set, and I feel like this outfit, especially for fashion, demands him being standing. It demands him like his body is long, the jean jacket is great. He's got a sick tee underneath. His beard would reveal more. His pants are super fly, and his his two different feet are crazy. His ink is crazy. The reason that I can say that, and you just said there's so many from this one, I pick this. For me, yes, I see this as a cover. For me, yes, this crops well to an 8x10. But the angle of his head, Daniel, the angle of his head creates some unnecessary shadows. And you can see like the shadow of the sunglasses, how that pushes down. And then we lose all down here is in shadow. I feel like we're just losing too much in shadow detail, although his ink is great. And looking this at it as a close-up, it is like super powerful, but I just feel like light-wise, we're getting too much area where I'm not seeing enough poppy detail. And I know that there's other shots because I saw them, because I follow you on Substack, and I follow you. Sorry, you didn't see any of that. And I follow you on other platforms. So I have seen other of this. So I know that there's other edits that I was like, yo. So I'm a biased opinion. I feel like he needs to be standing. And even if he was standing on this stair and then you have this leading line pulling out, like that's also a thing. And then you can change his face angle so the light's hitting him right. That's also a thing. And I just also know how good you are, Daniel. For me, this is, yes, like can do. But I know that there's other from this edit that I think is better. So I'm like undecided on this edit, but still you shot a whole fashion editorial. So I just think that you submitted the wrong image. That's all. But I still think that this is killer. All right. That is Daniel Van Cleef. Thank you for submitting, Daniel. All right. Hey, rock and roll.
If you're a photographer serious about turning your passion into a career, this is the moment that you've been waiting for. You see, most photographers think that tutorials and YouTube is going to get them paid. But without structure, without mentorship, without accountability, nothing changes, which is why I built my Carty Method Professional Photographers Accelerator. Hear this. This isn't a course. It's an 18-week career transformation built around my proven 6-phase system. It's the same system that saved my business, the same system that's helped photographers go from stuck to fully booked. Here's what you get. Number one, live training that walks you through everything from building a market to pricing to systems to client acquisition. Live masterclasses that break down each phase in depth, and weekly cohort sessions that I call ProLab. This is where we work together in real time. But here's the difference. This isn't a solo learning experience. You're joining a team of photographers who've gone through my system and who are doing it again with purpose. If you're ready to stop guessing and start building a business that actually pays you, go to thecartymethod.com/accelerator and join the waitlist right now. Let's get to work.
I'm going to do a workshop on it. I'm going to do a workshop on picking the right photo. And I'm also going to make some video content on how to choose the right photo, because most of us will shoot the photo, we'll nail the photo, it'll be in the gallery, but then we'll pick the wrong image. So understand that I also can act as your curator, Daniel. That's not a problem. You're in my system. I can help you. You can send emails to me and be like, Carty, here's 5. Which one is it? And also, you have to understand, I do that for my coaches. I do that for Tim. I do that for Michael. I do that for Gabe. Like, they always, like, Gabe did it yesterday to me. He sent me 3 images. He's like, if I was to post to LinkedIn, which image would it be? And I said 2, then 1, then 3. And he's like, yeah, I was thinking about posting 1. And I'm like, but you should post 3. And this is the order you should post them in. So I help. That's what, I don't know. I just see it differently and happy to help you. And also peer review, calligraphy. I'm really training calligraphy on just being a really sick curator and being able to tell you, like, this is the image. Calligraphy is about to go through some training there too, so he can teach that workshop. All right, we're into Israel Cordona III. So he says, hey, Carty, here's my fashion image shot. Wishing you all an amazing day. Israel shoots with a R6 Mark II 50 millimeter. He shot this at ISO 200, f8 at 1/320th of a second. Shot with 2 Godox and a silver reflector. This is Israel Cordona III. Israel, thanks for submitting. So Israel, for me, it's just about body language and level of comfort. So it's just about the level of comfort. I feel like that's the thing that she looks like she's a little bit stiff, the way that she's holding her hands and the way that she's kind of looking through you, but there's like a fear level that I feel, and I'm not sure that you're trying to show that. Also, I have to check to see what lens you're shooting this with. You were shooting this with a 50. So a 50, when you're this close, a 50 almost starts to feel wide angle, because you can look at how her hands feel quite big in proportion to her face. And also because she's not like lifting her, like extending, which you've seen me demonstrate in like Sunday's podcast, because she's not lifting and pushing out. She's actually like feels like her neck is shrinking into her head. And if you look at this photo again, you'll see what I mean. And if she's a shorter lady, the way that you're lighting her, because we're hiding like any light down here, it makes her look necklace, and then her hands look a little big. And then overall, it just looks like she's trying to please you. She has a look like trying to please Israel Cordona. So there has to be like a looseness to the feeling here. And these hands can't hold like they're holding here. They have to be like moving here. Because once they're this, well, then she's posing, and then the pose just, after a while, these hands, because they're holding, look like claws after a while. And like, so she, again, this one is the one that's moved the most. This one has the one that's locked, and you can see the way that her hand, it just feels like she has like muscle tone because she's holding, which then doesn't feel natural. So Israel, these are all like very small but also super important micro details when you're shooting portraits and when you're trying to shoot fashion. For me, there is no brand here. Like, what brand is this? Question mark. What brand is this? What brand is this? And what are you shooting? What is the feature here? So for me, like, this misses the whole idea of a fashion picture. Because if you see where we started, let's just go backwards here to, and look here. What's the brand? Well, there's no question what the brand is. It's Coach. It's a Coach bag. That's the brand. That's who she's shooting for. With this, well, there's no question who the brand is. It's Gucci, because it's a Gucci bag. So I know what the brand is here. And then this photo, well, this is Under Armour. And there's no question who this is, a fit young kid wearing Under Armour. So there's no question who the brand is and who it's for. So Israel, that's the assignment. Like, that is actually the assignment, is shoot for a fashion brand. And this is brandless. So that's what I need you to lock in for the next time this assignment comes around. Okay, I hope that brings you value. That is Israel Cordona III. Thanks for submitting. All right, next submitter is Lyncia Taylor. Lyncia says, I hope this steps up for me. I'm trying to get better as well. Of course, we all are. Fashion campaign, model wearing Xian in the concrete jungle. This is a Nikon D810, 85mm, ISO 200, f3.2 at 1/250th of a second shot, natural light. This is Lyncia Taylor. Lyncia, thank you for submitting. So, yes and no. And I'm going to tell you why yes. Why yes, it's the location. The location is like really great background, super depth, great color combination between the background and her dress. Holy moly. Okay, the light on this girl's face, you're really starting to understand, like, good light hitting people. Yes, 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 yes. But we have to break down the mistakes. Number one, the body language is so not, like, ladies don't like for photos. Okay, and that's because you're not looking at Vogue, you're not looking at magazines to see what models do in photos. When you look at her arm, and I zoom in on her arm, you can see the least flattering part of a female's body is their elbow. So you can't go elbow first. So you're leading elbow, which that just doesn't. And then the hand to the hair is one of those, like, it's over posy. Her hair is gorgeous. Have her not touch it. Have it like a lion's mane, and have her with her hands on her hips like she's a boss bitch and looking dead at camera. But once she's doing this, like, you jump the shark. And if then you see what her chin is doing, and she's pulling. And again, I know this is one of your best photos, Lyncia, and I don't want you to take this as like negative. I want you to take this as positive, because this helps. She's pulling her chin back. Like, really, she's pulling her chin back. And when I show you, you're like, oh yeah, she's actually reducing like this and the distance here. Like, she has a giraffe neck, but because of her body language, and she's going back with this like hand thing, her head is back and the whole head angle and the elbow and everything is just the wrong pose. And then look at her armpit, which is again the second least sexy part of a woman. And you're doing elbow front and armpit and chin back. So it's just the pose that is wrong. And you can learn how to do this from the bottom, like the heavy on the one side and this leg here and that leg kind of out. It's squared off hips, leg that way, both feet pointing forward, hand on hip, head, chin out and down, and take her hand off the wall. She doesn't need to hold the wall. She just needs to hold that space. And then you punch in, so you cut that out and you cut all of that out. So you're just highlighting this and not creating a second background, which is in here. You're creating a second background. So the photo should actually exist like, let's say, from this space to this space to the ground to this space to this space. And now it's just this color tone against this. You take her hand off the wall because now she's going out of frame, and you have it on here and here. And then her head extended to camera, not pulling into the background like it is right now. I hope that gives you a pose 101 on, like, again, if you imagine, like, you start down here. Where we're going is up here. And every time you jump a ladder rung, you're learning something. But here, thinking when you're here, making this photo and thinking that it's here, which is Vogue. Oops, I can't even spell Vogue, which shows you how, shows you brain injury. So this is Vogue. Understand that I have 35 years on you. 35 years. It takes time to climb these rungs. And when you learn something here, you have to apply everything here to the next rung. But sometimes you miss and you go down rungs, which that makes that work. You can't show that work. So how you go up this way is you're constantly looking at the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. That's all you look at, and you imitate their poses. So I would show you who I would show you is again, I only look at photographers that make me throw up. I only look at photographers that make me throw up, okay? I only look at shooters that are the best of the best of the best. So let's look at you, Sai. If you want inspiration for poses, here's somebody that shoots editorial, knows how to shoot double page spreads, knows how to lay out editorial, because all he does is shoot for Vogue, knows light, knows how to pose models, knows how to pick locations, knows how to shoot stuff that is so fire that all you need to do is look at the way this guy poses models. That's all you need to do. Because then when you see it how you pose models, you realize that you can make the stretch from how you're posing models to how pros pose models. All you need to do is look. All you need to do is look and see how you're posing and how you could be posing. All you need to do is look at the best in the game. The best in the game. That's all you need to do, is just do this comparison. Look at light. Look at detail. Like, look at the earring reflection. Are you kidding me? Look at the lack of, but yet perfect retouching. Look at the minimalism. There's one element, but look at, like, as an editor, this is an homage to Helmut Newton. Helmut Newton made this picture in this guy looks at Helmut Newton. And who do I look at? Who do I have a book right over there? Like Helmut Newton. So this is how you go up that ladder that I just drew you, is this. This is how you do it. You look at the best in the game only, and you do not try to come up with your own poses because you haven't been influenced enough by what sick poses are. So you look at references and you find the sick poses, and then you get your models to do what that you show them in. Look at this, do that pose. And then you also, again, I'm teaching you my accelerator right now, Lindsay. Like, I'm giving you my accelerator right now, and I need to stop. I hope that brought you value. That is Lindsay Taylor. This is why the people in my accelerators are so successful. This is why. It's super simple. Because this is how much I care. And this is what I reveal once you're across that line. All right. Am I delayed here? No, I guess yeah, I don't know. There's some glitch that's happening with, I'm going to get Ammond to have a look at this. Like, there's something about the way this camera is now running a little darker than it ran before. I don't know if this is an OBS thing or what, but we need a little bit of look-see at this under the hood. All right, we are into Nakumba Booker Jr. This is my submission for fashion assignment, and I'm excited to hear what you think. Harper, I brought the inspiration from Harper's Bazaar, December 2022, Brazil. Shot with the Canon M50 with a 55mm ISO 100, f5.6 at 1/200th of a second. Shot with two newer lights. This is Nakumba Booker Jr. Nakumba is starting to see the Matrix. Starting to see the Matrix, this guy. Nakumba, starting to see the Matrix. The light is nice. It's super simple. It's a little hot, meaning your exposure in here is over. This is over by 1/3 of a stop. You need to pull that down just a little bit. You got a little bit of light coming in here. The product is this jacket. The hair is crazy. The makeup is good. It's just your exposure. Just your exposure. Here you see her nose ring is twisted. You fix that. You tuck these in if they need be. Your retouching is good even because it's super minimal. There's a couple of things in here. You can see blotchy in here where you jump the shark with your retouching. And again, you got to be using frequency separation because you can see here clearly, like, you can't hide from Carty, bro. You see what's happening here with your patchy work here? Like, do you see, Nakumba? Do you think that you're gonna be able to get past me with this? And do you think you're gonna be able to get past a magazine editor or a client with this? Nakumba, look at your retouching, bro. This is no bueno. The photo's dope, but you're killing what you're doing in post because you haven't watched retouching tutorials and you don't have a tablet or something. Like, this just is not acceptable. You can't, this doesn't leave your house. And if you don't know how to do it, then you hire someone to do it. You hire someone to do it. So your retouching doesn't look like this. Because again, this, cool beans. But don't think for a second that your client is not going to, like, I noticed it here. And then when I really zoomed, I'm like, oh, dude, no, what is happening? And then guess what? This is how clients look at my work. And they're going to look at your work the same way. So this is for everybody at home. You don't get to slip when it comes to post-production. You just don't, because people in the know, like me, look at images like this. Nakumba, absolutely a cover, absolutely a fashion image, absolutely swaggy even. But you are burning bridges with what you're doing in post-production, and you're taking an image that is up here and you're actually bringing it down to here because of your retouching. So you need to tighten that up, and you need to learn. We're going to do workshops so you know how to do that. But again, a really strong image, but the retouching, and again, I see all, bro. I see all. You can't think that is gonna go over my head and I'm gonna miss it. I had brain surgery 31 days ago, and I'm still gonna see that shit, bro. Like, this is my craft. This is my eyes, and my gift is clarity. I see everything, bro. Everything. So you also have to see everything and know the bar is higher than you think. Like, the bar is like, look at my pictures, zoom them in like 3,000%. You don't see that. It's because A, I'm better at retouching. B, I hire retouchers. Super simple. Good retouchers. All right, that is Nakumba Jr. Nakumba Bukar Jr. All right, so now we are getting into my ProLab people. I got to ramp up because I got to ramp up. I started at, no, we're good, but I still need to ramp up. Thank you very much. We got 6 people to review. But I do really want you to realize that, like, the people who you're about to look at now are all in my accelerator. Everybody has been through my accelerator. Everybody in my accelerator or has been through my accelerator. So you'll see the level of work go up, and you'll also see me judging harder because they know how to, like, get to that level. And also, by the way, I do one-on-one coaching. I do one-on-one coaching. It's recorded. You can watch it back after. The coaching that I do, like, an hour with me will break your brain. An hour with me will set you straight, and it's super easy to do. Just go to thecartymethod.com/coaching /coaching and book me for an hour of coaching. I'm not going to play my spot, but I am going to remind you, like, the fastest route between 2 points is talking to somebody who's already at that point that you're trying to reach. In fact, talking to somebody who's been at that point that you're trying to reach since I was 22 years old. I'm 55. And all I do is learn and get better every single year. So you're capturing, like, probably longer than you've been alive amount of knowledge about how to become a pro photographer. I've put so many photographers on. I've taught so many photographers how to be pros. There's so many people who are working in Toronto and worldwide because of coaching with me. It's worth every nickel. And consider joining as somebody who I'm coaching. And by the way, I take on like 5 people. So it's on you. All right. This is Jason Williams, my actual assistant. This guy is my right hand in Toronto when I'm working. Jason Williams. How hard I am on this guy? It's because he's my right hand and he represents me. He's the guy who gets me more than anybody. This is Jason Williams. Jason says, I'm very excited to see what you think. I took a bit of inspiration from photos from Esquire and Sharp magazine to help me build this feel. Shot with R6 Mark II with a 50 millimeter ISO, and he just got an R6. Very proud of you, Jay. Very proud of you for getting that R6. ISO 800, 5 and at 1/125th of a second, shot in open shade. This is Jason Williams. Jason, thank you for submitting. So Jay, there's a couple of things here right now. I see right off the top, it's your lines aren't straight. And again, this angle shooting, when you're skimming, we've talked about this. Your background is here. You shoot straight on. You shoot that way. So you can work this background and work these lines. As soon as you start skimming, meaning your subject is here and you're shooting this way, now the lines this way start to get really weird. And then also this line, like who's this line talking to? And what's that lined up with? And then the only line that you kind of have that's kind of centered is kind of this. And then the way that his suit is catching, this corner of the suit is catching against this background tonally, this background and this suit are like, we're losing it. The look on his face is unsure. He's not sure that he's doing the right thing. That's why he has this pull on his face, and his hand is uncomfortable and tucked under here, which looks like super unnatural for a guy who's wearing what seems to be an expensive suit. His body language is leaning in the wrong direction. And again, it's just wrong. The pose is wrong. And the way that you're hitting this is wrong. And the location is wrong. And for me, you have made better work. This whole arm looks like again, I don't want to make the gesture of what usually is the case when someone is holding their fingers back like that. But the fact that this other arm is completely hidden behind his body just makes him look like he only has one arm. And then the leg language is just not, it's just not right. And the background is not right. And the lines, and this being the only line that is straight, but all the other, no, Jay, this is a no. Thank you for submitting. But Jay, my standards for you are too high, and this isn't it. This isn't it. This is not the proper use of this location. This is rushed. And rushed photography with not enough frames, means you get the wrong body language. And you know, Jay, now that I've said this to you, you know that that's the wrong body language. So I have to tell you like this, where you're dropping him right in the center, that now you have something growing out of his head. Like there's just too many mistakes here. The way that this is coming out of there's just too many mistakes, Jay. This should never see your portfolio. And if you pull up Jason Williams, like if I pull up, I don't even know what your website is, but what's your website, Jay? I wouldn't even know where to go to look at your website because it's not locked in, because you're not, to me, showing it again. But you're asking, but not because it's cropped. I'm talking about the whole shot. I'm talking about the whole idea and the whole execution. For somebody who is on my Toronto team, this isn't good enough. It's just simple. It's not. So it just means that it's a loss. Thank you, Jason. jwillphoto.com. Let's just have a look. And Jay, this will be super easy to see, because I'll show you jwillphoto.com. I'll show you, Jay. It's super simple. Is that photo stronger than this photo? Is that photo stronger than this photo? Is that photo stronger than this photo? You tell me, bro. You tell me which one is Jason Williams. This guy or this guy? Because it's the same photographer. So which one looks high end. Like, let's try again. This photo, Jay Williams. Jay, killer. Carty's right hand. Or this photo. Like, Jay, come on. Come on. Come on. This photo or this photo? They're both on location, both with architecture. You tell me, which one is a fashion image, which is this assignment, a fashion photo? What's the fashion here? Like, what's the brand? So, Jay, you are a killer, but you don't get to slide. You don't slide. Look at this photo. Look at the color combination. Look at the location choice, the sensibility, the pose, the body language, and the confidence. Look at this one. So, yeah, bro, I hate to I'm not punching. I'm just showing you this, Jay, or this. And again, bro, this is why I'm saying, like, you decide what your bar is. And once your bar is here, you don't get to dwell. And anything that comes out of your camera that's here, it just isn't good enough and never gets to see the light of day. It's simple. So, Jay, we would agree. Jay says, I needed to hear that right now. And he says, not even close. Do you understand? This is what an editor does for you. And this is why I have the Carty brand guide. And I had 2 people go through my work and show me this is here and this is here. Show me this is here and this is here. I had to be shown in my own work. And again, you think I care? And bro, you have a better shot with the same guy right here. Way better shot with the same guy right here. Way better shot with the same guy, which is way better fashion. Although I'm not sure why this guy wants to put his foot up on something every fucking picture. Are you telling him to do that? Please stop. And why he hooks in here. Like, there's language that, like, there's posy language that this guy, and then the expression of the nothing expression on this guy's face. Like that, it's that stuff that you have to cue him out of, Jay. Okay? That's your responsibility to, like, bring life to this guy. But also pick the right photo, guy. Like, come on. All right, that's Jay Williams. Thank you so much for submitting. We'll pretend it was this one. We'll pretend it was that one, Jay. All right, that's Jay Williams. You see, why would I be soft on my assistant? Why would I be soft on Jay? This guy's a killer. He just needs sometimes a little bit of a shake, like we all do. I need a shake every good once in a while. I need a shake. That's why I go hang out with my coaches for like a weekend, and like they literally kick my freaking ass. It's like at like 2 weeks after surgery, I'm with 3 of the most important people, and it's just like correction. Like, just there's no avoiding it. If you have people who care about you, they correct you. If you have people who care about you, they correct you. That's being kind. People who are nice let you fail and tell you you're great. They pat you on the back and they just let you go to shit. Those are not nice people. They claim to be nice, but they're telling you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. Jay's photos are killer. It's just sometimes we miss. All right. This is Samuel Salling, shot with a Sony A7 IV with a 16 to 35 millimeter ISO 100 f4 at 1. This is a 13th of a second. This is Samuel Salling. Samuel, where's your photo? Give it to me. Let's get it on. Samuel Salling. Thank you for submitting, Samuel. All right, Samuel, this is a vibe. As a fashion picture, I mean, it's hard for this guy who's an architectural photographer to shoot fashion, but this is in like a very fashionable district with some fashionable brands up here. So Daniel, because you are my resident architectural photographer, I am giving you all of the love here. Let's look at this as a cover. You get it. He does get it. And this guy really does see the matrix. You can see such great place here for copy. Good space here. I love the cars moving through. You're skimming, meaning this is the street, this is the building, and you're coming in that way. I would love to see what it looked like that way with the cars going through straight through the bottom of the scene rather than planing through the bottom of the scene. So I want you to be thinking about that as well. And then the placement of that frame as a vertical and a placement as that frame as a double. But I know that that also restricts you from not seeing this logo, although you do have the logo on the top, and it restricts you from not seeing the structure and the depth of the building. So it works. Your lines are straight. You have like cool motion. You got a really great sky. You shot it at the right time of day. This is a yes for me, Daniel. I mean, sorry. Samuel, well, I'm calling you Daniel. Samuel Salling. Sorry, Samuel. Yes, you hit. This hits. This is an 11 for me if I haven't already told you. And just what you have going on under here is really cool. This, the lines across, this, what you have going on in here, the different light in here, this sign. And again, just this dominant, like, brute, like architecture and the space, the use of negative space. This is a yes for me, 100%. Really, 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 really well done, Samuel Salling. Samuel, very good shit. All right, this is, and again, these are accelerator members. So you have to know the bar is higher for them because they have more information, but also some are new accelerator members like Angela Pacino, and Angela is new to my accelerator, meaning she's done phase 0, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, but she still has to do 4, 5, and 6. So she's in the middle of it, but her work and her market, she's really starting to understand. This fashion campaign was shot in Atlanta, Georgia for Miu, a brand out of Columbus, Georgia, that customized denim jackets for the ages. So that does customize denim jackets for the ages. So shot with a Fuji XT4 with a 56 millimeter ISO 400, 1.2. You're a little wide in the aperture, Angela. I have a 1.2. I never shoot 1.2. I never go closed more than f2 because of how, like, I'm talking in focus, out of focus, in focus, out of focus. Like, it's, your focus is so narrow that, hey, yo, Corey, let's go. It is Corey, right? Corey? Thank you, Mr. Henry, for becoming a member. Let's go. I could have put my smoke machine on. I swear I could have. But I apologize. Thank you for becoming a member. It means everything to me. Honestly, becoming a member costs $5. You get access to me doing secret live streams, which the secret live streams are about to start. I might live stream tomorrow to my members. Again, I live stream to my members only. I'm going to do a walk around and chat and answer questions and stuff like that. It's super fun. I do it for my members only. Then it goes in my members only feed and only members can watch it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 members, 1,000 true fans. That is my goal. you can help me get there. So, by the way, Angela Pacchino was using a Profoto strobe with this. Let's see, Angela. And if you're also using a Profoto strobe, you shouldn't be shooting at 1.2 ever. With a strobe, you should be shooting at f4, at 5.6, like in the middle ranges of ISO. Because, I mean, in the middle ranges of aperture goes in 3 ranges. It goes like super wide, the middle, and then narrow. And there's a reason to be in every one of those zones. You're in the wide open zone, which you should never be in. Literally, you should never go wider than like f4. I shoot at f4. So if Carty shoots at f4, what should you shoot at? You know what I mean? I have a 1.2. Never shoot there. Why? For the reasons that I'm about to show you as soon as I show you your photograph. All right, this is Angela Pacchino. Angela, this is such a swaggy fashion picture, yo. So swaggy. I got to show you a couple things. First of all, this is what it looks like as a cover. But you are claustrophobically close. And I'm going to show you what happens when you decide to put this to Instagram. Because you lose an inch, which is right there from the top. And guess what else? An inch from the bottom. And guess what happens? That's what your client's photo looks like when they try to put it to Instagram. So then they have to do these border things like this down the side of your photo to give you extra space to make now. It's basically now our camera shoots, oh my goodness, we're switching to this tool. Here we go here. Our camera shoots 3x2. It's 2 this way, it's 3 that way. Instagram is 4x5. So you lose an inch on the top and the bottom. Magazines also, you're going to lose an inch on the top and the bottom. So you can't shoot and say, this is my exact frame, because your frame, you're losing that. Because you should have, like, her foot should have ended here and her head should have ended here. Meaning, look at how you're cutting her hand off because you're so close, because you have to back up, because you're cutting your frame so tight that the art director is like at you because you're shooting too close. So you need to give your frame space. Okay. The next thing is you're shooting at 1.2. So what happens when I zoom? Just what I thought. You're out of focus. Out of focus. Out of focus. Because where you focused, she moved. Like, and guess how far she moved? Like that. You see how far I moved? That. In focus, out of focus. In focus, out of focus. Why? Because you're shooting at 1.2. So you have no depth. Meaning, even if you had her eyes in focus, her nose would be out of focus, because that's how shallow a depth of field 1.2 is. Because you have 1.2, it doesn't mean you should use it. I knew, Angela, that this photo was going to be out of focus from when I saw your readings. I knew it because I bet you shot this handheld and not on a tripod. Because when you shoot strobe, you shoot on a tripod. And if you are on a tripod, even still, if she moves a millimeter, she's out of focus. If the tripod moves a millimeter, it's out of focus. So this image is literally spectacular, but you killed it because you're too close and you shot it too wide open. This picture, you shoot this at f8 and it'll still have that depth of field. You shoot it at 5.6 and it'll still have that depth of field. And guess what? If you shot it at f4, it would be in focus and you'd still have that depth of field. But because you shot it at 1.2, it's out of focus. And now, like, the client only can look at it at this size, because anytime anyone zooms in, she's going to be, oh, it's so close. But sadly, none of my like brooches and none of my custom stuff are actually tack sharp. Like they're kind of in focus, but not the level of focus that somebody who should be like, who's a working pro would do. Like not at the level of focus that a working pro would do. You know what I mean? It's close, but it's not close enough. So Angela, this is a learning moment. Amazing location, amazing girl, amazing styling, amazing. Don't work on like not having an arm like going out of frame, because that takes you out of the picture. Work on hands on the hips, like takes you out, but then takes you back in. Do you know what I mean? Like it takes you out of the picture, but then it takes you back in. You know what I mean? Like the poses is all part of like, because this arm is like, look over here. And then you look over here and you don't see anything. And you also notice that you cut her fingers off. So it's essentially just a reveal of a mistake. You know what I mean? Have her hand on her hip. Have her have both her hands like this. Have her hand this hand in her pocket. Have her have this hand holding onto the purse. But having it up here just takes you out of the moment. I hope that helps you. That is Angela Pacino. Very strong image, Angela. I hope I helped you make it better. Again, killer, but you can go even further. You can. Hard to believe, but very true. This is Delilah LaBoy. Delilah. Got great feedback from the amazing Liza. Liza? Amazing? Again, another one saying how amazing Liza is. Liza is, yeah. Liza is my female coach, meaning she's a female. She's incredible. She's a great photographer. She shoots fashion and brand stuff, and like she gets it. She's been with me for like a year and a half, and I've been developing into a coach, and she's killer. And really gets it and can help you transition out of your brain and into actually doing great stuff. I'm helping her transition into also shooting video, and Liza Hyder, really, like, I'll just show you Liza so you can get a sensibility of when I say this chick is a killer. I mean, Liza Hyder is an absolute killer, and be happy that she didn't submit a fashion picture, because Liza runs that shit. Like, look at Liza Hyder. She's a killer. So again, one of the coaches, she's really just me and Liza, really, and the people who I'm developing. But Liza, this is like, she didn't have any of this work before she was in the Carty method. And the level of quality, like, this is Liza. And this is the like a product of, like, just, come on. Her pictures are preposterous. So the people who I bring on as coaches are like, and again, sometimes they change. Sometimes, like, there's not an alignment, you know what I mean? As far as like, and again, it's like, Liza, I'm really happy that, and again, we're building out Liza on my coaching page. Like, they're trying to get that done this weekend. Liza. And by the way, you can look at Liza by going to lizahyder.com, and I'm going to put it in chat. And you guys can pause. It's Liza with a Z and Heider. LizaHeider. lizahyder.com. And I tried to copy paste that, but I think I failed miserably. So for those who are in chat, I am going to paste her link in chat so you guys have a live link, and you can go look at her full website after the show. Okie dokie, this brings us to, Miss Delilah LaBoy, who I have not seen her photo yet. This was Angela and Delilah. Okay, this is let's go back here. And let us bring this back here. This is Delilah Laboy. Delilah, thank you for submitting. I appreciate you. So off the top of my head, it is a hyper sexualized pose that is, you're a female, but you still like can't shoot ladies with their legs open and up like that, like with that look on their face that is come F-O or F-U me. Like you can't put out this body language. It, to me, Delilah feels, it doesn't matter how fashion she is, I can't get past the fact that her crotch is right here. I just can't get past it. It's not acceptable. There's young kids that also are into fashion, and this girl is sliding from Vogue to OF, if you know what that stands for. And it's because of this body language right there and that look on her face. So it's not fashion, but you just have to pose her right. If this was a guy who made this pose, I would be hammering them. And again, I want you to look back at Liza and how like women are seen sophisticated. It's like elegant and sophisticated and respectful. Like once you cross the line into showing that body language, you're attracting the wrong audience. So what we do when we shoot is we shoot in a way that makes people like it's respectful. And it's like, even if you're not showing, like you're showing skin, it's shot in a way that like your daughter can look at it. And it's like, even if it's like got like a little bit of swagger, the way the body language is, it's not like sitting legs up, crotch open. And the only difference between you and seeing her parts in labor is like a thin piece of fabric. Like that, Delilah, is too far. And I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you because I'm going to show you something that I can't show on YouTube. But it's Anna Diaz, who is a female photographer who shoots for Playboy. And she is so next level. So like a female that shoots for Playboy, but does it in such a classy, respectful, like, and also look at Helmut Newton. And like without Helmut Newton, none of us would be making this work. This is Anna Diaz. Okay, so Delilah, you need to see like where the line is as far as how you can pose people, and you need to know that this is far past it. Okay, not acceptable with her legs up, like literally above. I guess not acceptable. So this is what, like, I need you to lock that in. Know that the light, cool, the fashion, even cool. But that pose, if she controlled that pose, then you're shooting her for her OnlyFans, not for your portfolio. If you control the pose, you can't put her in that position. And if someone says, I know fashion, and then does that to you, and you're just, oh, that's great, click, 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 and then like, you need to do your own self-editing and look at your own magazines and be like, does this align with what I'm trying to say with my work? And I don't think that this aligns with what you're trying to say with your work. I hope that that was delivered to you in a tactful, understanding way. And look at Anna Diaz. And also, there's this guy, his name's Steve Carty. And look at how he shoots and how I show women. And I have a daughter who's 18 and a son who's 17, and look at how I can show somebody who has, like, you're showing skin, but it's shot in such a cute, respectful way, and how I put the front leg up and not the back leg up. So you actually don't see parts in labor. You just see a little bit of her tattoos. Like, cause again, my approach is always photograph people in the most positive light. And it's not about sexualizing everything. Like, in fact, if you don't and just let people be, then you get this like really heartfelt, like emotionally connected photography that like I'm not shooting her for men to like go do weird things to their bodies for. And even if I'm shooting somebody who's wearing something that's like sexy, it's shot in such a way that makes that part understated. Like I push that down, I push that back. Shooting someone in a bikini, it's still even if it's a little charged, it's still like I can show it. And I think that line is what we all need to learn with our photography. Like this girl, she's 17. So look at how she's dressed, like a boy. Like the whole story with this girl, and her mom was on set. And I'm happy with her mom being on set because she's 17. And I shot her like this, like a boy. Her mom was, and again, this is all for Edwin Japan. And then Edwin Japan used the whole campaign and blah, blah, blah. So not everything needs to go this far. And I think that that's a very thorough explanation as to why. I hope that helps you, Delilah LeBoy. Thank you for submitting. We got two more shots to look at. This is Natalie Bennett, shot with a R6 Mark II 70-200 at 70, ISO 100, f8 at a 200th of a second. This is Natalie Bennett with her fashion picture. Natalie, there's definitely a vibe here. I feel like you're trying to do a little bit too much in one photo, and you're cropped claustrophobically tight, like I've been saying all day. And again, because you see so many other photographers make this mistake, you're probably making this mistake as well. I need you to see that this is what it looks like as a cover, okay? But I come from the company who delivered you this shirt, this jacket, and I'm asking, why didn't you include the whole jacket? Why are you cutting it off? Okay. And then I come from the company who delivered you these shoes to shoot. And guess what? My thing is when I go to Instagram, this is probably the third time. That's an inch. Third time I've done this today, or fourth. And that's an inch. So that company is not happy because when the picture went to Instagram, the shoes were cut off. So this is the only thing that we have to do when we're shooting, is not be so close that there's nothing that the client can actually do with your photography. I can't build out this background. I can't build out the rest of his jacket because you cut it out. I can't build out a new base because you cropped the ground so close that his shoes are touching it. And I can't build out this side because of where you cropped here looks odd. All you're thinking about is what's happening in here and not thinking about anything else. And again, you're getting so good, Natalie, but you're still like cutting off your nose to spite your face. And I'm trying to help you. You can't shoot this tight. And if you look at my work and look at the examples, look at how I shoot. Look at how loose that photo is when I'm shooting full length. Look at that picture. Look at how loose I shoot the frame when I'm shooting that crop. Like, you have to be loose when you look at how this works as a double page spread. Look at how loose and like literally all about this guy when it comes to that frame. You have to know when to shoot in such a way that like this is 3/4. But again, you see, you can crop all the way up to here and not lose any sensibility of the photo. So that's the part that you have to lock in. Look at this and how there's space on the bottom and space on the top if it was to go to an 8x10. And this is every single time I shoot full length. Every single time I shoot full length, you have to give your subjects space. And if you don't give your subjects space, then magazines won't hire you because they can't crop your photos. Look at the space and space on the bottom. If you don't start giving your photos space, and if you keep shooting this tight and claustrophobic and cutting important stuff out, you're just not going to get hired, Natalie. You're just not. And you're going to be one of those like literally 86% of photographers that fail in their first 2 years because these things that I say over and over and over again aren't registering. So Natalie, great photo, really, really frustrating crop. Great fashion photo, great color composition, great light, little bit too much in post-production. I see that you're going a little bit too haywire with saturation in your sliders. So you need to do some retouching and post-production training, which I've memorized and set a couple of points, but you're going too far with your post-production. You're starting to cause like vignetting and weird stuff to happen and darkening the sky up here. Like you're doing too much. Like this, I'm not sure if this is blue or white. Maybe it's blue, but this t-shirt, guaranteed that t-shirt is a white t-shirt. But look at your white t-shirt, Natalie. It's blue because you're going haywire with the sliders. And you see this vignettes here that's happening in here. That's because of what you're doing with the sliders. And again, you think I'm not going to see that. Look at this line here. Look at what you're doing with the sliders. It's causing like literally like another color to come in between them because you're going so crazy on them. It almost looks like AI. You're going too far. And then skin retouching, skin retouching, skin retouching, skin retouching, and what you're doing up here. So Natalie, there's nothing that I'm going to miss. And it looks like you're just using like Photoshop fix this for me. And you're drawing and you're just letting like AI do whatever. Like this doesn't cut it. It just doesn't. So know that my standards are higher for you than yours are for yourself. And you have to catch up or this isn't going to work. Like, again, I'm just trying to help you, Natalie. That is Natalie Bennett. Thanks for submitting, Natalie. All right, our last photo of the day is from Cartel member Mr. Calligraphy. Targeted Levi's denim. Targeting Levi's denim. Z8, 85 millimeter ISO 100, F8. And again, I want you to listen to some of these readings for people who have heard me say over and over and over again, don't shoot at 1.2. Here, F8, F5.6, F4, like those are the readings that you hear. So I want you to lock that in if you're shooting at 1.2. Okay. Z8, 85 millimeter, ISO 100, F8, 1/200th of a second, shot with a Westcott light. This is the last photo of the day. This is Calligraphy. So Calligraphy, is this an image from before or did you shoot this person again? I feel like there's some posty that's happening. You see these lines back here. I'm not sure where that's coming from. There's a little red in the eyes that I'd like again, this person either just smoked trees before they jumped on set or they have red eyes. But you know what I have is Visine in my bag. Because when you see eyes like that, it's really hard to take away red eyes And then what does red eyes say? It's like, this girl is stoned. This person is stoned. Like, that's what red eyes say, even if they're just red sensitive or whatever. But of course I'm going to see that. Of course I'm going to see that because the eyes are normally white, and then you have white right next to it to reference. So obviously when you see this white, you're going to notice that that white is dark. How the collar is dope, but the undershirt, this shirt, because this is so tight here, needs to be pulled down here because it's pulling. You can see where it's pulling right here, which means it's creating its own fold inside this V, and you have to smooth that out. So that shirt, because it's also creating a wrinkle up here and a wrinkle here, right? It's all because, but again, still, it's a dope image calligraphy. It's very close. This feels superposed. And again, the like, I'm bending this way and like, that's not in magazines. This is something that you see, like, I'm going to look at my watch. I'm going to point over there to that guy. I'm going to do my lapel. It's like old school poses that aren't sadly like current enough. And I can't get past these lines that I'm seeing back here. There's a whole group of lines and a whole group of lines on this side that aren't on this side. You see this right here, these lines here. So the pose here, this hand feels claw-like and this hand feels claw-like because they're posing, and then the red eyes. All of that means you need to shoot this idea again. And if you see what Levi's is doing right now, that's how you determine what you shoot. Is you go to Levi's website and you go to Levi's like official, and you see what their site looks like and what their products look like and how they shoot them. So let's look at All Men. And like, if you're looking at how Levi's, like, this is what I would do, is this. These, like, where else are you going to look but Levi's? And I promise you, you're not going to see one person holding onto their collar or holding onto their watch. And you're going to see this kind of super swaggy fashion because the cuts are different now. The cuts are different. People don't wear super pinch clothing anymore. It's over. So seeing this super pinch jacket, pinch meaning tight, it's not now. You need to look at what Levi's is doing right now and then get this styling and these kinds of people with these kinds of poses, and then that goes in your portfolio. It's not, and I'm sorry to be so dry, Kay, it's not this. This is not it. It needs to be, you need to see what Levi's is doing right now. And without looking to see what a brand that you're trying to shoot spec for is doing right now, the poses, the clothing, the model types, the kind of like the way that they allow their models to move, if you're not looking at this, then how will you ever be hired to shoot this? This is how you do it. You look at their current lookbooks, and then you take a pose like this that is so fire, and then that's what you shoot. Because again, I'll say, dated, my guy. And you're hearing this from a guy who's 55. And I'm telling you what's right now and what's dated. And again, it's not like I'm trying to say I'm all goated and shit, but if you look at even my silhouettes, look at the pants I'm wearing. Like, look at the pants that I'm wearing. They are baggy as AF. Like, because this is the silhouette for right now. I'm not wearing anything that's pinch because that's like 10 years ago. So that's part of like shooting fashion, is actually being of the moment with all of that stuff and not letting your subjects dictate the fashion. You dictate the fashion. It's because you know what's the hot shit, and rarely are people like, rarely do people bring you like slim jeans and slim stuff is its own category because this many people wear it. The rest is just, it's over. Like, there's a whole category of like straight stuff. But again, it's like people aren't wearing pants like this anymore. They're wearing pants like this. Like, yes, some women this for sure, but like the cuts are just different. The cuts are this right now, more so than it's this. Again, it depends on body styles and blah, blah, blah when it comes to women. But like this is what's the super hot stuff right now. Like this jean jacket and styled. Oh, did I click the wrong one? Styled in that way. So, yeah, I guess I went too far. But yeah, I hope this helps you. I hope this helps everybody. Like, if you're shooting Levi's, look at Levi's website. And if you're not, you're going to miss the boat. You're going to miss the mark. You're going to miss the mark. So, yeah. I'd love to purchase the clothing, Chief. You don't have to. You buy and return. You buy it, you keep the tags on it, you shoot it, and then you say, guess what? I want to return this. Return that, return that, return that. Like, buy and return. Buy it, shoot it, return it. Simple. That's what stylists do who are styling your shoot. Find out, like, buy the clothes, make sure, can I return this for full refund or store credit? Oh no, full refund. Okay, first, buy, shoot, return, money back. Keep it in good condition, keep the tags on. That's what has run fashion in this world for the last 50 years, is buying and returning. That's what stylists do. So I know you can't afford to buy the clothes, Chief. I got it. That's why we buy and return. And that's why you maintain credit. So you have a credit card so you can actually do this kind of stuff and run your business. All right, let's get into photos of the week. I got to go. I got like stuff to do, stuff to edit. And I made a very small amount of photos run a long time because I had something very specific to say about every one of the photographs that were submitted today. But I have some photos of the week. I have some people who are leveling up here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 even, 5, 6. Yes. Okay. Photos of the week. Starting with this woman who gives me such great joy. She's in my accelerator. She listens. She's so dialed. Ladies and gentlemen, your first photo of the week, drum roll, please, goes to, and the names, this is my brain fart. There we go. Miss Natalie Shalem. Unequivocally, with no denial, an 11 and a photo of the week. Congratulations. I'm even going to put that back. Photo of the week. This is a fashion photo specifically for the brand and the guy, the kid, the boy, the man who's in. Like, this is a double entendre. Very small mistake, but by far this hits so hard. Worthy of a photo of the week. Congratulations, Natalie Shalem. Very, very, very good swing. Very proud of you. All right. Next photo of the week. And again, just because I'm hard on these photographers, it doesn't mean that I don't give accolades when they hit and when they level to a new spot. This guy who lost his first name, it fell out of his pocket, like down the street. This kid, this man, he heard what I said today, and the next week is going to be even better, but still, he gets a photo of the week for this photo. This is Sedgwick. Let's go, Sedgwick. That is a photo. Oh, here I am. Photo of the week. Sedgwick, congratulations. Photo of the week. You absolutely killed that. Killed it. Photo of the week to Sedgwick. Congratulations. Congratulations. And again, you heard all I said, and you're not going to make that mistake again. All right? Next photo of the week goes to... Started from the bottom, now I'm here. Started from the bottom, now I'm here. Started from the bottom, now I'm here. This goes to Miss Denise Tuggle. Denise, you are a killer. Killer. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Killer. Mwah. Denise Tuggle. Let's get it on. Denise. Okay. Next photo of the week. And again, this small mistakes, one big mistake, but I never take away from somebody who levels up. And this photographer, even if they made mistakes that I revealed very much like pulling pants down and spanking, still, this killer got a photo of the week. This is Nakumba Booker Jr. Nakumba. The retouching we can fix. This swagger is unteachable. This is the point that I want you to get. The swagger is not teachable. The retouching, the skin shit, that's teachable. I can't teach you swagger, bro, but you have it, and good shit. That is Nakumba Booker Jr. Congratulations. Photo of the week. Mr. Samuel Sally. Samuel, like, this guy for architecture is just better than you, is all I'm going to say. He's so good. So good. Look up Samuel Salling, exactly how it sounds. I probably do have your website on hand, not too far away. Let me go over here. So many windows, Samuel. Here we go. There it is. So Samuel Salling, it's salling.photo. This guy will make you throw up in your mouth when you look at his architectural photography. And again, I've helped him develop all of this. When he started with me, he was shooting portraits. This is Samuel. This is the work. He's preposterous how good this guy is. So again, another photo of the week from Samuel, but you can see at the same point, it's like compared to his other work, you're like, meh, I can see how Carty could be like, meh. You know what I mean? You can see that because again, his other work lingers around here. So if he makes something that's like here, that for most is like a crazy for him, I'm like, meh. Because again, I know what he's capable of. Once you know what someone can do with photography, again, once you hit the bar, you don't get to go lower. That's just my policy. Once I show you how good you can be, you can't go any lower. All right. Our next photo of the week. Again, some mistakes, but I cannot take an ounce away from this girl. Photo of the week from Angela Pacino. Angela, another accelerator member. And I'm telling you, Angela, you see the matrix in this photo. You see it. And now I showed you the mistakes that you're making. And now you see those. So now you'll correct those. And next week you are going to murk. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Taylor, you excited? Taylor's freaking out about Angela. Mwah. Proud of you, girl. All right. That is Angela Pacino. Photo of the week. Those are our photos of the week, people. That's the last one. last photo of the week. I have one best in show today. I have one best in show, which is one photo that needs no fixing, no compromise, no anything. Ladies and gentlemen, your best in show, Miss Denise. Denise, let's get it on. Congratulations. Best in show. Denise Tuggle. Yeah, Denise. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. The only best in show this week. Okay, as mentioned, this is Portfolio Lab. You can easily watch Portfolio Lab every Thursday at noon-ish. And you can submit to Portfolio Lab just by going to thecartymethod.com/Portfolio Lab. Know this, these Portfolio Lab workshops on Tuesdays at noon are crazy. You can only access if you're a Portfolio Lab member. Obviously, these portfolio reviews and how in-depth I go with each photographer, and like, there's nothing like this anywhere, not just on YouTube. But there's nobody doing this because there's nobody who can do this, because there's nobody with 30 years experience that is dedicating as much time to paying it forward and professional education as I am, and the Carty Method and my team. So know this week was fashion. Next week is open submission, meaning I'm up to looking at anything that you're considering for your portfolio. That is week 44. Next week, week 45, you get to shoot a Vogue-inspired editorial story, okay? The brief is simple. You get to create a concise 5-image editorial story that tells a complete narrative through your photography. Your images need to work together as a series, with each frame building on the previous to a compelling visual story that could run in a magazine or editorial publication. Okay? As always, there's a full brief in community. You got to go to the community to see the full brief. And know this, I am here to help you get to the next level in photography, and a level that you're like Denise Tuggle. And if you want to ask what that journey feels like, ask Denise, because her first pictures, she'll tell you, like, you can't even look at them. And to see where she is now, holy moly. And she told me, oh, I'm going to the top, baby. You watch me. And even if it's going to take some time, I'm going to be one of the best photographers that you've ever coached, Steve Carty. You watch me. And I'm like, okay, this lady's older than me. I'm like, okay. Like, the level of confidence that she had from being like, I don't know lighting, I don't know cameras, I don't know exposure, I don't know anything, but I'm going to be a product photographer. And again, just her coming to, like, us helping her come to the realization that she's a product photographer, and then seeing this progression through not knowing anything about light and working with different team members throughout like these couple of years, and now to see that, like, year and a bit, now to see the work that she's doing. Like, the Carty Method isn't even 2 years old. It's 2 years old in January. 2 years. This is how long I've been building this. Been building it for like 4 years before that, but in this iteration, it's 2 years old. It was called Ask a Photo Pro and Behind the Picture before. Behind the Picture and Ask a Photo Pro. But we changed it into the Carty Method. So it's been a journey. Guys, I hope this brings you value. Again, if you like this type of content, tell a friend. I'm an absolute nut. Know that you can follow me on socials at Steve Carty. My Instagram is crazy. I'm just going to say my Instagram is nuts. And my Carty Method account, the Carty Method on Instagram, is all your photography. Everybody who submits and wins photo of the week gets showcased on my Instagram and gets showcased in the Carty Method magazine, which as of early in the year will be an actual print publication that you can buy. And the only way to get inside that magazine is to win Photo of the Week. So the Carte Method has a magazine right now. It's on Substack as of the beginning of the year. It will be print available. You come to my channel, you'll see my store, and you'll be able to click and buy the latest issue. And it's going to come out 4 times a year. Of course, we also do Photos of the Year awards. Photos of the Year, meaning the best submissions, the best photos of the week from the entire year in several categories. This is going to be, I believe, the 4th annual Photo of the Year awards coming up in, we do it at like the beginning of January, the Photo of the Year awards. So if you want to be considered for being in the magazine and also being considered for Photos of the Year, we're in week 43. It goes to week 52, and then that's it. The year is closed for Photos of the Week. So you better get in early. Guys, I hope this brought you value. We'll see you on Sunday for the Carte Method Podcast.
This commercial-free live stream was brought to you by the members of this channel. If it wasn't for you, we'd have to fill up these live streams with ads that would just interrupt the flow. The members of this channel make commercial-free content during these live streams possible. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month today to gain access to secret live streams, live chats, and to show your support with that crown badge next to your name. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert, even if the content you're sharing isn't yours. Be a curator and share this content with your network. If you're an emerging or struggling photographer that's trying to break free from your current 9-to-5 grind and transition to the life of a working pro photographer, that's our obsession here at the Carte Method. Register, get the support you need. If you're alone and struggling at this craft, make sure you join the Carte Method community. You'll always find help in the show notes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find your creative and business genius with the Carte Method.